Hello, year sevens. Now, before we begin our lessons for today, I need you to make sure you've got all your equipment with you. Okay? Make sure you've got your pen, you've got your pencil, you've got your ruler, you've got your green pen. Okay? So I would like you to pause the video and make sure you've got everything and your book as well. Okay? So pause the video, gather these things around, ensure you've got everything, then play for us to begin. All right. Can we begin? Okay. Now, our learning objective, okay, is to know the arrangement of particles in solid, in liquid, and in gases, okay? So we're looking at particle model based on the state of matter today. So like we always do, what I would like you to do is to write down your learning objective. Again, pause the video, write it down, just the learning objective, nothing else, okay? And when you're done, click on play. Okay, well done. Now, we've got our retrieval questions there. The question is asking you, which of these are particles? Okay, the first one is helium, okay, helium atom. B is a compound, a molecule, okay. Remember, a compound is when you have two or more different atoms, okay. In this case, we've got hydrogen atom and we've got oxygen atom, okay, to make water. And C is oxygen molecule, okay. So I need you to think about it. I'm going to give you just 10 seconds, okay. Think about it. Which of these are particles? Okay, are you done? I want you to tell me your answer. And you're wondering how? I want you to say it out loud. Is it 1? Is it 2? Or is it 3? 1 to go. Brilliant. Interesting though. Some of you have made some interesting choices here. Yes, I can hear you if you think I can't say what you're saying. So your answer is actually 3. Everything is a particle. Okay? Your helium atom, the water, the oxygen, they are all particles. Okay? I'm going to talk more in detail about that. And guess what? You've just learned something now, which is part of basically our success criteria. You've developed that knowledge already. Okay? Or you're developing that knowledge. So now you should be able to identify or state that everything is made up of particles. Even you, a person, you are made up of particles. Even non-living things are made up of particles. Yes, the chair you're sitting right now is made up of particles. Okay, the computer you're using right now is made up of particles. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be doing is securing that knowledge, and hopefully we can master that knowledge. When you master that knowledge, we call you a legend. Okay, so we're going to make each and every one of you a legend today. Okay, now to secure the knowledge, hopefully you'll be able to recognize whether a substance is a liquid, a solid, or a gas. And to master the knowledge, you should be able to link properties of states of matters. Now that would be really amazing if you can do that at the end. And I've got faith in you guys. I believe you can actually do that. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. Now, question. What does the ice in this glass have in common with the water in the glass? Okay. I want you to point at the screen. Yes. Point at the screen and look at it deeply like Sherlock Holmes. What is the link between these two? Go. Yes. I'm sure you're like, oh, what's my teacher saying? Is it not just water? Of course. That's the big link. It's water. But then, what about the state of matter? What can we say about the state of matter? Is this solid, liquid, or gas? Is this solid, liquid, or gas? What do you think for this one? Tell me. Yes, it's solid. And the other one? Yes, can I hear it? Yes, it's liquid. Job well done. Okay. Now, what's quite interesting is at the end of the day, that is water. So, water can change state, and that is absolutely amazing. Okay. It can become solid and it can become liquid. But for heat, for the water to change state, what does it require? Is the E word, by the way. I want you to say out loud, what does it require to change state? Wow. Job well done. Okay. Energy. Energy is required to change state. It can't just change state like that. Okay. It requires energy to change state. Okay. Now, even you as a person, for you to move around, you require energy. So everything, for anything to transform, it does require energy. Okay. Do you understand where we're going with this? Brilliant. Now, I want you to look at this one. Is it a solid? Is it liquid or gas? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I'm sure you didn't realize what I was doing. So I'm going to tell you again. I want you to consider it in 5 seconds and say out loud whether it's a solid, it's a liquid, or a gas. Okay? So I'm going to count now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What's your answer? Aha, solid. Okay? If you got it right, well done. What about the next one? Now I'm going to start counting. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What do you think? Liquid. Job well done. And the next one? Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What do you think is the answer? Gas. Clap for yourself. Job well done to you. Okay? Absolutely job well done. Now, let's move on. Now, the next one. Again. This one is steam. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Which one do you think is the answer? Yes, gas. Again, you can see the fact that water can actually become solid, liquid, and gas. That is amazing. That's so interesting about water. And water is very, very important for us to survive as well. Okay? Now, let's move on. Now this one is debatable. Okay? Are you ready? I need you to think about this. Okay? Once again, I'm going to count down. Okay? For you to answer the question. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What do you think is the answer? I can see that there's a bit of a debate there. Okay? Some of you do think it's solid. Some of you do think it's liquid. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I would say it's not really solid, personally, is the fact that it's taking the shape of the bowl. If it's solid, then it shouldn't take the shape of the bowl. For example, if you decide to put a Rubik cube on a bowl, it's not going to take the shape of it. Okay? It's still going to remain a cube. If that makes sense. But the custard itself has taken the shape of the bowl. Am I making sense? And it's a liquid, yeah, again, because it's taking the shape. But again, if you decide to turn the bowl upside down, you're going to see the custard coming out like a jelly. Okay? So, we would argue that it's quite in between. Okay? We would argue that it's in between, but there's a lot of debate against it. But I think it's much more liquid than solid, if that makes sense. Right, moving on. Toothpaste. Solid, liquid, or gas? Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What do you think? Liquid. Well done. Remember, it's taking the shape. So what we've been able to do right now, students, is we've been able to actually recognize whether a substance is a solid, a liquid, or a gas. Okay? Now we're going to try to secure that knowledge. Okay? Let's try to secure that knowledge and master it so that we can become legends. Now, what I want you to do, yes, it's a big task, okay? But that's fine. What I want you to do is to write down the names, okay? So things like hot custard, ice cube, gold ring, wind, leaf, aluminium, just write it down. And I need you to write down whether it's a solid, is a liquid, or is a gas, okay? I want you to pause the video and carry out this activity. And when you're done, click on play. Okay, are you all done? Brilliant. Now, let's walk through it together. So, hot custard, that is a liquid, okay? Clearly, it's a liquid. Remember, you can take the shape of the bowl. Come on, what about ice cube? What have you written down? Solid. Remember, the ice cube cannot exactly take the shape of the bowl because it's solid. What about a gold ring? Now, that's debatable. Think about it. It's actually solid. Why? Because it's already transformed. Obviously, when they're making the ring, it's going to be molten. So it's going to be in liquid form, but this is actually solid. Okay? So what about the wind? Can you hold the wind? Can you feel the wind? You can feel the wind, but can you hold it? Can the wind take the shape of the bowl? It's a gas. Okay? What about the leaf? Tell me, quicker. We need to go quickly. Yes, it's a solid. Aluminium is solid. Yogurt, liquid. Cold custard. Like I said, we can debate that, but we can go with solid and liquid. Okay? The sand is a solid. Gravel is solid. Milk, liquid. The wood is solid. Helium is actually a gas. Okay? Helium gas. Well, I remember we almost did our science lecture, but hopefully when we get back to school, we can do our science lecture. And you're going to be seeing some interesting stuff we can do with helium gas. And then we've got chlorine, which is a gas. Okay? Can you believe chlorine is actually used to treat water? Yes. Chlorine was put, you're not really drinking pure water like that. Okay? Chlorine was actually used to treat your water and kill all the bacteria in the water. Okay, ice cream. Solid. Okay, remember the word ice already. It's already iced. So it's solid. Ribena is liquid. Toothpaste is liquid. Jelly cube, solid. See the clue there? Cube. Okay? Even if it's round, it's solid. How many of us got that right? I'm sure you did get that right. Okay? I'm sure for cold custard, you were kind of debating it. Okay? But yes. Imagine putting the cold custard on another plate. It's going to remain that shape. So that is why we can argue on the fact that it is solid. But again, it's dual. It could be solid, it could be liquid. Okay? Now, what I would like you to do is to actually draw this table and write down whether it feels heavy or it can be squashed or it has a fixed shape or it can change. Okay? I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to do that. All right. Are you all done? Brilliant. Now, that is actually your answer there. Okay? A bag of air is very light. Water is quite heavy. Now, studies have shown that water actually has the strength of a concrete. Imagine landing on a concrete. Okay? That is how strong water is. Okay? Honey, remember the word I said, viscous. Okay? Honey is very viscous, so it's thick. And iron is heavy. Okay? Plastic is quite heavy. And sand is heavy. Okay? Now, I want you to pause the video and mark your work. Okay? But alright, I believe many of us actually got the full marks or most marks, but well done. What is quite important, if you haven't got most mark right, is to now know it, okay, and understand it and make those corrections. Okay? Now, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very, very important that you subscribe to these channels, and because there's a lot of videos there for you students to learn. Remember, it's science, St. Matthew and Catholic High School. Okay? So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And what I'd like you to do is actually to check out this question. So answer this question and tell me what you think, whether it's solid, liquid, or gas. Okay. Let me show you the answers. So that's solid. And yeah. And this is the final part of our work. Okay. Remember, if you got 8 out of 12, okay, that's outstanding. Well done. If you haven't, that is fine. Just make sure you make those corrections and you know it now. Okay. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Okay. Well done to everybody.